I want to push the button and turn the propeller. Ding!
Love buttons.
That's awesome! Hey everybody, this is Charlie Phillips. He's going to give us a brief Reader's Digest tour.
There you go.
But before we do that, get out and visit a museum.
Absolutely.
There's something very tangible and very entertaining. You think you know everything? Today, just from the short time we've looked around, we've learned so much. Oscar, have you learned a lot today?
I've learned a lot.
See, even Oscar learned a lot. So let's go ahead and go around.
This is World War II, our Tuskegee Airmen exhibit, 1941. What's really cool, our Tuskegee Airmen exhibit, the wallpaper that you see is actual photographs given to us by Chief Anderson's granddaughter. And we turned those photographs into wallpaper. And Chief Anderson is right here talking to Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor Roosevelt, of course, is who told her husband, the president, you need to drop that silly rule about African Americans not flying in the U.S. Army, and you need to come to Tuskegee, Alabama. And she told him to come down here. And then they met Chief Anderson, and Chief Anderson takes Eleanor for a ride in a J3 Cub, like the model hanging from the ceiling. And when they land, she says, you guys can fly just great. He says, we've been knowing that.
That was the 40s.
40s, 1941.
I wonder why it took them so long to figure that out, huh?
I don't know. It was called the Great Experiment. The U.S. government called that the Great Experiment. And can you teach the black man how to fly airplanes in the U.S. Army? And it was silly, but that's just what it was. That's just crazy, okay? That's the first electronic flight simulator right here, called the Link Trainer. So you come in here and sit down. Now this cockpit is the same cockpit as that BT-19 behind you. The front cockpit being the student's seat and the back cockpit's the instructor's seat. And the teacher that sat at that desk and turned it on with this machine right here. And this is called the Crab. And this thing has an optic lens in it and will actually read a map and give the information to the student inside this machine. And this machine would rotate, the rocket's wings go up and down and make you actually think it's flying. And it was built by Singer Sewing Machine Company for the U.S. government. Wow. And this is a Russian gunship called the Hind, okay? And if you've seen Rambo or Red Dawn, you've seen it fly, okay? Yeah. But that's a Hind gunship. Now the same version is flying today for Putin in Syria. And that's called the Mi-35. It's an upgraded version of this. But this is 1971 right here. Or close to that date. This is the gunner position, this is the pilot position. The gunner gets in from this side, the pilot gets in from the other side, and I can open the pilot's door for you on the other side and let you do something super rare if you'd like to.
Super rare?
Would you like to sit in it?
What?
Would you like to sit in it? Not
yes,
many
I
people.
would. Yes, I would.
Now here's how you do this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Your right hand here.
Right.
Your right foot here. Your left hand here. You stand up with your right leg, your left foot goes right here.
Right.
Then as your left foot pushes up, reach and grab that handle.
And that's all the time we have. Right. Wow, okay. Okay, foot there, hand here.
Correct.
Here like that, like monkey.
Right.
Grab this one. Don't step on the gauges.
Yes, sir.
Go in there. And then, oh wow. Oh wow, oh wow. Oh. See, this is what I was talking about. You can smell the history. You can smell like the fuel and the age of it. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Charlie.
And while you're there, let me tell you, have you ever seen the movie or read the book Charlie Wilson's War?
Yes.
This helicopter is that, and that painting is that. Wow. This helped break the Soviet Union.
Can I shut this a little bit?
Yes, you can, right here.
Right there, okay. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm in here. Oh my God. So my tail gunner, not my tail gunner, the gunner's up there. And then let's see what's in the back here. What's back there?
That was designed to hold 15 fully armed soldiers. The Russians believed they should be able to carry soldiers in their gunships. America did not. America made a gunship to be a gunship. And then made troop transports to be troop transports.
Yeah.
The Soviets wanted one in both. That's why it's so big, really.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm gonna have to stay here because I can't climb out now. You're gonna have to call the fire department.
I'll have to call Wayne. He won't be pleased. I'll call Wayne.
All right, so this is the early aviation.
This is early aviation. This shows you our time, why the museum is where they're at today.
Okay.
Because of that guy hanging on that airplane right there, Glenn Messer, on that rope. That's a 1919 picture. And Messer Airport Highway coming into the Birmingham Airport, that's Glenn Messer. That's who put the museum here. He originated the museum.
Okay.
But he knew the Wright brothers. That's 1910 Glenn Curtis. This is 1903 Wright Flyer. And there's two replicas in the museum. The 03 Flyer is a replica, of course, the original is Washington, D.C., and the Spirit of St. Louis of 1927 is a replica.
And they almost got the propeller right, almost.
I'll tell you what, the Wright brothers propeller is about as 90% efficient as one built yesterday. That's how good they did on that propeller.
Pretty good for bike builders.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
Okay, so clearly this is the one and only flying car that you guys have in the museum. Tell me about it. Is it like chitty chitty bang bang?
No, it's not quite. No, the wings doesn't pop out on this one.
Okay.
However, in 1927, they probably thought it could fly.
Yeah, no
Okay,
kidding.
yeah.
Is this a bootlegger car?
It is a bootlegger car.
Nice. That's how NASCAR got started.
That's it, that's it.
What is this place?
This is artwork that is on loan to us from the Central Intelligence Agency. And of course, it came from a little operation called the Bay of Pigs in 1961. And that's that mission right there, with the painting with the burning truck on the road. And those 4 Birmingham men were shot down and killed at a place called the Bay of Pigs. And we honor their life every April here in the museum with a big ceremony here every April. But each one of these is a mission of them. And we have this airplane in our museum, that actual airplane, the actual Blackbird is right outside. And that's the airplane that located our Pueblo in 1968 that our friends North Koreans took from us.
You have SRS Blackbird here?
Oh, yes, sir.
Where's Show Me, man? What are we doing?
It's one block up the street. We don't have room for it on our property. This is the Enterprise. Mr. Ponder built this vessel for us. He built everything by hand. The aircraft were built here, but he built the ship. And it's exact detail of the World War II Enterprise that won the Battle of Midway. And this is the USS Birmingham right here. You can tell the scale is not exact because the aircraft carrier will be much larger than this ship. But this is the Birmingham of World War II. Of course, everybody knows Alabama, USS Alabama in Mobile, that was a battleship. Well, this is a heavy cruiser, and in World War II, they named those after cities. This wristwatch, flown by a Birmingham pilot, started the D-Day invasion. Right there, that wristwatch did. It actually freed Europe.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Brian said I can get in this helicopter. Wow.
I want you to note that it specifically says right here on the sign.
Yeah.
But,
it says unless you're Ken.
Yeah, but since
very small print.
Since I know people, I'll go ahead and let you.
Oh, thank you. So I can touch the propeller?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, step over. Yes, you can step. You can step over the barrier. You go right ahead. That's a hand-carved wooden propeller.
Can I move it? No,
it is attached to the engine, and you can feel. Go ahead and feel the tension. You can feel the pressure. Try to move it.
Oh, okay, so it is like still.
Yeah, there's compression on that engine. Yes, sir. There's compression on that engine.
Because I love it.
Yeah, you can hug it. You can hug it.
I'll put it back the way I found it.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right.